It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show. I've been that nigga since Ride Digger, Malt Liquor, the block pillar. My 5 fingers took 4 figures. Mussolini the Great, investing in new estates. Came up digging in crates with mixtapes, intricate rhyme schemes into the mind. My lyrics imply wisdom. You catch 'em with us in your car system. Filibuster fool, see the custom jewels. Living comfy cool, finna chuck the dudes. Got a flow you can pump in your pool. Mind data, my brain work like a hard drive. Harder than hard times, I could think of apartheid. Mandela, how I beat the case like Mayweather. My main man came to take the charge like Chris Webber. Stay clever, keep a 4-5 like Rhodium. Stand at the podium, knocking niggas down like linoleum. Who know? Jimmy Kudo, no less smoother than Menudo. Practicing judo, all these rappers my kids like Juno. So elaborate, articulate in the midst of battling. Known as a solid nigga, rappers on Ruben Patterson. I'm Ben Wallace, Gary Payton glove on a pickpocket. I'm symbolic, going overboard like limb bias. No aesthetic, feeling copacetic with my sober methods. Cameras flashing when I'm rapping, guess I'm photogenic. Too mellow, I break them down like a square root. I got the world on my back like it's a parachute. Ever since a kid with crayons, open-minded, lifting up your spirits like a seance. Doing something different for the income, giving niggas opportunities, money and then some. Appetizers like them some. Power of the union, passing out game like the crackers in communion. Level up quicker than Dragon Ball with a fusion. Shit is deeper than music. I'm just speaking the language that's common to light your fuses. Little nigga marching against the shoe fits. Taking my picture, that's from memorial. Shit is like a tutorial. Educated, never medicated, feeling elevated. These ghetto hymns come across like I'm serenading. Can't learn nothing from a nigga that never listen. My time productivity, your head in the television. Paraphrase raps, you can turn them to a lecture. My conjecture, I'm building with niggas like architecture. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there. I want to go ahead and start the show and just say thank you to those of y'all that tuned in last night to my conversation with London Elixir. Of course, we just had our new episode on Will Trent ABC, where the song that we put out called Count It Up, which is actually her. She produced it, she rapped it, I wrote the lyrics. And of course, we put it out together. And it got played on a new show last night. So we released a conversation basically talking about how the song came about. And just our experience as artists, musicians, being in this space and also learning the business and getting into, finding ways to monetize our music, right? So for those of y'all that tuned in last night, I greatly appreciate it. It wasn't something that I was really pushing, but it was just like a, if you know, if you see it, tap in type of thing. So much love to y'all. Now let's get into today's topic. So there's a video that's been circulating since yesterday. It's a new interview of Fetty Wap. And it looks like he was on what's my boy name? The nigga that played Ghost, son, Tariq. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. But he has a podcast. I know he has a podcast. And he's interviewing Fetty Wap, and they talk about, I guess, him not getting some of the credit or the accolades that he felt that he should have received in his time in the game at the height of his fame. And then he goes into like a little piece talking about not getting any Grammys. Now, of course, the height of Fetty Wap's fame and accessibility was 2015, 2016. Trap Queen was out. And he had a couple other big records that was out at the same time. And I believe he was up for Best New Artist, Best Rap Performance, and something else. We're going to get to all the details. But he basically was like, yo, I've been snubbed. I've been overlooked. I don't even know who won Best New Artist because I think he was up for Best New Artist. And some people have taken that as a shot at Kendrick Lamar. Now, off rip, we know, those of us that are in the know, Kendrick Lamar and Fetty Wap did not come out the same year. They were not up against each other for Best New Artist. Kendrick Lamar's debut album came out 2012, right? Fetty Wap blew up 2015. He was up for Best New Artist 2016. So they weren't even in the same category as it pertained to Best New Artist, which is the one that he brought up in this interview. However, they were in a couple of categories together that year. Again, I think it was for best rap performance and best rap song or something like that. And Kendrick won in both of those categories rather than Fetty Wap. So people are now convoluting and mixing these two categories up. I think it's on purpose because people just want to find ways to keep Kendrick Lamar as the target of hit pieces, as the target of hate. And I just want to come out and make a statement that misinformation and idiocy is what's going to be killing hip hop moving forward. I mentioned it at the top of the year. I mentioned it at the end of last year. I said we're going to have to fight a lot of bullshit, a lot of narratives, a lot of fake news in 2026. And there's been no shortage of it. You know what I'm saying? We're at the height of people putting out content with misleading captions, misleading titles. And a lot of people aren't taking the time to watch the actual videos or clips for themselves. So whatever it says in the caption or in the title, a lot of people are programmed to accept that as fact and reacting to it before even actually pressing play. And by the time people like myself and others that actually catch it and process it and are able to say, yo, all it took was 30 seconds and this would have been debunked, this stuff has already grown wings. Hundreds of thousands of people have seen it. People are reacting. People are fighting. People are arguing over nothing. The shit is exhausting. The shit is ridiculous. And it just shows and exposes the extreme lack of nuance, lack of education, lack of processing skills, lack of media literacy. And I'm starting to feel like some people out here need to pass a motherfucking test before they're granted internet access these days, because shit is getting crazy out here, man. So let's go ahead and pull up the clip in question, and then we're going to get to the facts of the situation. So here we have this page talking about WYD Stan. Fetty Wap says he was cheated out of the Grammy Award that was given to Kendrick Lamar for All Right, saying he doesn't even remember his Kendrick Lamar's name. And then they put the stupid ass eyeball emoji. He then puts a quote here. I was nominated for a Grammy. I was supposed to win that Grammy. Who won that year? I don't even remember his name. Right? So off that, people seeing that, they're automatically going to be like, oh, yeah, Fetty Wap, get him. He don't even remember Kendrick's name. How the fuck could he not remember Kendrick's name when he got another interview where they asked him about the Kendrick and Drake beef? You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, let's get into what Fetty Wap actually said so we could go ahead and quickly dissolve this bullshit.
I was nominated for a Grammy. I was there.
Damn.
I was supposed to win that Grammy of the year. I was supposed to win the Best New Artist of the Year.
Who won that year? You remember?
I don't even.
Best New Artist of the Year. He said it in plain King's fucking English, although he does have a mumble issue. He didn't stutter.
Yeah,
Who won that year? You remember?
I don't even remember his name. I was supposed to win that Grammy of the year. I was supposed to win the Best New Artist of the Year.
Who won that year? You remember?
I don't even remember his name, bro.
See, that's that bullshit.
Yeah.
That's that
Yeah.
Everybody went,
bullshit.
but I ain't gonna lie though. Everybody went hard for me though. Like
Yeah.
everybody was on Twitter, like, "Yo, that's crazy." Like y'all gypped that boy out his Grammy. It is what it is though. You feel me? But I was just having fun, bro. I ain't care about none of that shit. Like I don't care if I never won the award, bro. Like I done lived the life that I never in my life thought I'd be able to live. Like, you feel me? Coming from where I come from, bro. Like, it's my fucking 7 people in my household.
Michael
We live in
Rainey
a 2-bedroom
Jr.
apartment, bro. Like, you feel me? Like, to being able to buy mom's a crib and buy my sister a car, buy my brothers a car, and,
That's insane.
and like, you know what I mean? Like, what they wanted though. Like, not like take this Honda Accord, this brand new 2015 at the time, whatever. Like,
Right.
and you want the X6, we gonna get that. You want the R8, we gonna get like. You know what I mean? Like, we was
That's
lit.
the best feeling in the
Yeah,
world
you feel
right
me?
there.
All right. So, in that one clip, I'll just say this. Fetty Wap went through a different range of emotions here. Because 1 minute he's saying, I was up for a Grammy. I should have won the Grammy. I don't even remember the person's name that won. I think it's very interesting that he said his name because he actually did not lose to a man at all. He said, I don't care if I ever get a Grammy or award, which kind of contradicts the fact that you felt that you should have won, but whatever. And then he goes off to say, you know, I was at the height. I was able to get everything that my family wanted, house, cars, etc. And I was able to get them the nice things that they actually wanted and not give them the budget version of Honda Accord, Civics, and stuff like that, which ultimately led to his financial rapture. Okay? Because remember, Fetty Wap found himself in a bad predicament. Nigga was dead broke. And he resorted back to trapping, which is why he went to jail a couple years ago and had to serve time, because he was allegedly running a cocaine business. You know what I mean? He was back to selling powdered donuts. So very interesting hearing double and triple mindedness from Fetty Wap here. Sounds like I hope he's doing well. You know what I mean? I'll just say that. But again, this particular conversation had nothing to do with Kendrick Lamar. They inserted this fucking image on here showing him holding Grammys. They inserted his name into the caption of this post as if Fetty Wap named him specifically. And not to mention, when he mentioned Best New Artist, Kendrick Lamar was not up for Best New Artist that year, as he was not a new artist. Now, we're going to go through who he actually lost to in 2015. Damn, Fetty. Looks like you wasn't even up for Best New Artist 2016, my brother. What the hell? So Meghan Trainor actually won 2015. I believe the year before that. Who won in 2015? Let's just try to give him a little bit of rope here. Damn, boy, it wasn't 2015 neither, my nigga. Whoa. You was never nominated for Best New Artist. Holy shit. So 2015, Sam Smith won. That was Iggy Azalea, Bastille, Brandy Clark, and Haim. 2016, Meghan Trainor won. There was Courtney Barnett, James Bay, Sam Hunt, and Tori Kelly up for the category. So you weren't even in that conversation. But he said Best New Artist, and nobody thought that he was that. So let's get into the categories where he actually was nominated. 2016, Best Rap Performance. You had All Right by Kendrick Lamar, which actually ended up winning. You got Apparently by J. Cole, Back to Back by Drake, Trap Queen, Fetty Wap, Truffle Butter, Nicki Minaj featuring Drake and Lil Wayne. And then you got All Day, Kanye West featuring Theophilus London, Alan Kingdom, and Paul McCartney, also written partially by Kendrick Lamar. So maybe there could be a little bit of truth to this, that he's feeling a way about Kendrick. Because to say I don't even remember his name is crazy. Because All Right by Kendrick Lamar won Best Rap Performance. So he was up for that one. He lost. And to be honest, although Trap Queen was a big record on urban radio and etc., if Kendrick somehow didn't win it, I think Back to Back would have been a stronger contender. I think goddamn Truffle Butter would have been a stronger contender. All Day actually wasn't that big of a hit. They thought it was going to be a comeback record for Kanye. I liked the record, but it wasn't as big as they thought it was going to be. Apparently by J. Cole. Damn. J. Cole, man. Middle child. God damn. So then we get to Best Rap Song, which is the other category he found himself in. So there, All Right by Kendrick. Damn, KP was a part of that record? I didn't know that. Had no idea. All Day, once again, Kanye, and you see all the writers for that. All of the rights, all of the rights. You got Energy by Drake. Okay. So Drake was keeping himself. That's why that nigga be mad. That's why that nigga boycotting the Grammys ever since. You got Glory by Kanye, John Legend, Chase Smith, that's Rhyme Fest. And then you got Trap Queen by Fetty Wap. So Best Rap Performance and Best Rap Song both went to Kendrick.
So maybe that is who Fetty feels some type of way about. But he damn sure didn't say the name. He said, I don't even remember the name. But to be like, I don't remember the name is kind of funny because, nigga, you are the forgotten one. I remember who Fetty Wap is. I'm sure there's people that associate Fetty Wap with a specific time, but you the one that don't got the hits right now. You the one that's not really putting numbers on the board prior to your time in the joint. So to come out here and try to act like I don't even remember the nigga name, but you know, shit, man, I'm above all that anyway. You know, I'm just glad, man. That ain't it, dog. That ain't it. Now, I believe Fetty Wap has a new project out. I'll never hear it. He ain't never been my taste anyway. I heard a snippet of one joint. It sounded like he was kind of trying to do some drill rap. I don't know why he went from melodies to trying to do that, but you know, best wishes to him. I'm hoping that he can get back to a place where he can provide and get his family whatever it is that he wants for them. But outside of that, he ain't never been my taste. That's real disappointing, man. You do an interview talking about you was up for Best New Artist and you weren't even in the category, but you out here trying to shade somebody for winning above you, and you can't even remember the two categories that you actually were in or the person or people that you were competing against who all had better records than you. Now, Trap Queen was a huge record. I'm not going to act like it wasn't a big joint. It was definitely huge. It definitely had impact across cultures, across, you know what I mean, even pop motherfuckers was on the Fetty Wap train at that time. Was it a Grammy record? No. Not to me. But, you know, again, best of luck to that man. Let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider. I will catch y'all on the next one, man. Peace.
Yeah, family over fame in this bitch, yeah. The glory of living righteous is setting in. My street knowledge and education's a perfect blend. Young mogul, independent, I've been setting trends. The first one from my family to be faithfully wed. Fuck niggas and the horses that they riding on. I see this shit from all angles like a polygon. I'll never politic and the drama be piling on. Father and great son acknowledged like I'm Bobby Bonds. Conversation with my lady about the paper route. 5 sit bank accounts every day I make it count. They down talking my commentary for hating now. Well, I can take it cause I'm bodying your favorite now, please. I can do this shit in my sleep. I been writing for these niggas, y'all read it and weep. I been fighting these niggas if you speak on the street. I'll turn your birthday party into New Year's Eve. Don't let me take it there. We ain't playing fair. This the ATL, Southside nigga moving furniture like Wayfair. Life on hold, no insurance for your healthcare. Lifeline gone, so you wanna be a millionaire? Well, let me tell you about this world I built. The women I dodged, the niggas that I read for filth. The sympathy calls consulting for the stacks I built. I had